Hello and welcome back. I am sorry to present to you a brand new frauditor named Dogs for Audits. In today's video, this new numbskull goes to the Kingman-Surratt Justice Court in Kingman, Arizona, where he stopped at security, denied further access, and then forced to leave with the promise of being trespassed if he doesn't. He does leave, but he's new. Give him a few more videos where I'm sure we'll be seeing him in handcuffs here in the Frauditors Zone.
Alright, welcome back to another video. We are at Kingman-Surratt Justice Court. It's the main building right there. Tiny little thing. There's our flag up there. It's nice to see. Gonna go in here and see if they respect our right to record in a public space.
He's saying he wants to see if they respect his right to record in a public space, but then he's going into a limited or non-public forum. He's obviously copying language from Long Island Audit, or copying one of the many other frauditors that copied from Long Island Audit. Let's get into it. Sorry, I won't do that again. Here he puts up a copy of the recording violation warning that he is soon to receive from inside the courthouse, which clearly explains that he cannot record. Let's take a look at a better copy of it. Number 1. Arizona Supreme Court Rule 122, which is the use of recording devices in a courtroom, prohibits use of recording devices in a courtroom unless permission is given by the judge in advance. 2. Arizona Supreme Court Rule 122.1, use of portable electronic devices in a courthouse, authorizes judges, clerks of court, and court administrators to limit or terminate recording activity that is disruptive to court operations or that compromises courthouse security. 3. Article 6, Section 3 of the Arizona Constitution authorizes the Chief Justice to establish court security policies and procedures. 4. Administrative Order Number 2019-142, regulating use of photographic and video recording devices in appellate courthouses and other designated facilities, prohibits use of recording devices unless permission is given in advance. And lastly, 5. You have been observed violating one or more of the above rules and orders governing photography, videotaping, and filming in a court facility. You are A. Directed to immediately stop photographing and video recording. B. If you refuse, you will be directed to immediately leave the court facility. C. If you refuse, law enforcement will be called and you may be arrested, may be held in contempt of court, and may be charged with criminal offenses including 1. ARS 13-1502 or 1503, criminal trespass. 2. ARS 13-2904 A1-4, disorderly conduct. And 3. ARS 13-2921 A2-4, harassment. It's pretty clear-cut to me, but the frauditor will of course argue this. Maybe if they made this into a picture book, he might understand it better.
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard! Jesus Christ, I've met some dumb bastards in my time, but you outdo them all. Get up!
I'm going to have to look that up.
Talk is cheap. He does not look it up. Again, maybe if there were pictures.
Because I don't know.
Sir, I'm going to ask you to stop recording inside the courthouse, please. For Rule 122.1, I'm going to have to ask you to stop or you may be arrested for trespass. I will tell you one more time before I call KPD.
Call KPD?
Please stop recording inside the courthouse.
Call KPD? No judge in this country can over-trump the Constitution.
Well, the Supreme Court said that the judges can make their own rules in forums such as this one, and, according to the Supreme Court's own website, as the final arbiter of the law, the court is charged with ensuring the American people the promise of equal justice under law and thereby also functions as guardian and interpreter of the Constitution. So, it doesn't make laws that trump the Constitution, it interprets laws so that they are in line with the Constitution. Again, maybe a picture book.
Yeah, right there on the wall, sir, is actually Supreme Court Rule 122.1.
Yeah, that doesn't trump the Constitution, First Amendment. So.
Wait, he's filming somebody.
No, you're fine.
I don't want to be on candy camera.
Well, you're on camera up here, and over there,
And over there.
and on here.
You're on camera.
My camera doesn't bite. Theirs does.
You're an idiot!
Wrong. Their camera doesn't record people and post it on YouTube. Their camera doesn't make money from the video posted on YouTube. And their camera doesn't get edited. Your camera does all of the above. So no, your camera doesn't bite, but the person holding it sure bites the stupid pill every day.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to turn off the camera in the courthouse, please.
KPD has been notified.
Would you give me a copy of the posting, please? Sir, if you'll notice right here, while you're recording, use of recording devices in the courtroom,
I'm not in a courtroom.
you were in the courthouse.
Yes, it's a courthouse, not courtroom.
What this man is reading and referring to is Rule 122.1, Use of Portable Electronic Devices in a Courthouse. It states that a courthouse includes all areas within the exterior walls of a court building, or if the court does not occupy the entire building, that portion of the building used for the administration and operation of the court. A courthouse also includes areas outside a court building where a judge conducts an event concerning a court case. Furthermore, it states photography, audio recording, and video recording in a courthouse are permitted, but the following restrictions apply. 1. In a courtroom, no one may use a portable electronic device to take photographs or for audio or video recording unless that use is allowed under Rule 122. 2. Outside a courtroom, in areas of a courthouse other than courtrooms, no one may photograph or record an individual without that individual's express consent. And 3. Local orders. By local administrative order, a court may adopt further reasonable limits on photography and audio or video recording in a courthouse that are not inconsistent with this rule or with Rule 122. Therefore,
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You lose. Good day, sir.
And as you'll see, the county has plainly posted, is out here on the signs. We're walking out.
Thank you.
Here comes KPD.
Timothy Green, Monroe County Constable.
Nice to meet you.
Well, we wait on KPD to come have a conversation with you. I'm just gonna want to let you know, this is the Rule 122.
I read it. I read it before I came in here.
Right. All right, I'm just being polite and going over it, sir, and explaining the court's standing on it and where they have the legal justification per the state superior court on it. Further goes into the actual designated use of portable electronic devices in the courthouse. But in accordance with the ruling, as the county courts have posted, with authorization of the county presiding judge. We've got a copy of it duly posted. I've offered to give you a copy. I'll set it back up here on the machine for you. But at this time, your failure to comply with the request is probably going to result in a trespassing complaint being filed against you. And you will be asked to leave the property. I am respectfully asking you. It's not that you're being barred from recording your personal transactions, but there's other people here and what they might be doing at the windows.
Oh, going by what you just told me, even if I wanted to come record my personal transactions, I can't do it.
Well, that would be on a case-by-case basis at the window, but per their
yeah.
status, you are
Yeah,
not
so
supposed to be
rules
recording.
rules for one thing and not the
No,
other.
technically, there's supposed to be no recording in the
Oh, then don't
courthouse.
break your own rules. Don't say you can do that and when you can't.
Sir, I'm simply stating, back in the day, because people, I want to record my business, but then people would be standing at like window 1 and they would pick up on their recordings somebody's personal legal proceedings business at window 2. So after a lot of back and forth and legal decisions far above my pay grade and intelligence and training, it was decided they would adhere to the state ruling on the 122.1, and there would be no recording.
The first and foremost law I respect is the First Amendment, so I follow that.
Okay.
I have freedom of the press.
Freedom of the press means the right to publish and disseminate information, thoughts, and opinions without restraint or censorship as guaranteed under the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. It doesn't say anything about having the right to record anything you want whenever you want. However, once you do record your useless crap, the government can't stop you from publishing it and disseminating it to your cult follower lens lickers, which you've proven by this current useless crap that I have to constantly correct.
And if you can
You
record
have
me,
some press credentials?
do I need press credentials?
You just
Who
stated your
issues
exercise-
press credentials,
No,
sir?
I'm asking, sir. You just identified yourself as a member of the press.
You're a member of the press too. Did you know that?
No, technically, no. I do not draw a paycheck as a press
You don't have to
official.
draw a paycheck to be a member of the Doing good.
Well, that was weird. We just skipped from talking to the man behind the door to talking to an officer outside. This is what I mean by the security cameras don't edit, but frauditors do. This is highly suspicious to me, but of course, we'll never know what was cut out.
You're not here to wage war on my rights, are you?
What's that?
Not here to wage war on my rights, are you?
So that's what I was actually talking to him about. We're waiting for confirmation, but we are to believe that because it is in the courthouse, you are not allowed to record due to the private nature of the conversations that are happening.
It's a public building, is it not?
It is.
So there's no expectation of privacy in a public building.
So the difference is, through the Arizona Supreme Court, I believe it is ruled that you cannot record in a courthouse. That's why I was waiting.
Does the Supreme Court trump the Constitution?
Once again, the Supreme Court interprets the Constitution, so they can't trump it. Why am I bothering?
That's why I was waiting to come in and talk to you, because that's what we were checking out. Right
Okay.
now. So that's why I haven't come to talk to you yet. So just spoke with my sergeant. He is actually going to bring you a piece of paper that explains that you cannot record in the courthouse due to the private nature of the conversations that occur in the courthouse.
So you are going to wage war on my rights today.
That's what you want to call it. I'm abiding by the law. This is, you cannot record in the courthouse.
The law, the First Amendment of the Constitution says that I have a right to record in public.
No, the Constitution doesn't say anything about having a right to record. It's the Supreme Court that determined that. However, he says the Supreme Court doesn't trump the Constitution, so he just admitted that he has no right to record. Listen, bud, it's one or the other. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Well, we can wait for that paper. My sergeant's on his way with it, and we can explain it from that paper.
You can't explain away the Constitution.
Okay.
So.
I agree with you. It is a public building, but because it is a courthouse, it has been ruled that you cannot record in there due to the confidential nature of the conversations that occur in the courthouse. Sergeant Huerta is on his way to bring you a piece of paper that explains why you cannot record.
Okay.
Like I said, the paper that Sergeant Huerta is bringing out is going to explain everything you can and cannot do.
Let me ask you this. If the issue is hearing something in a public building, right, which is what you told me it was, right? What is the difference between my ears hearing the conversations next to the people that are next to me?
Well, it's different. You're not recording it for use outside of your own head and mind and brain.
But I could just take the information from my head, mind, and brain and just take it outside.
Too many jokes.
So what's the difference? There is no difference, right?
I didn't
You
make
see
the
how
law, sir.
you see how silly that is?
I'm not saying it's not. I'm
We
just
didn't
saying
write
that
the
I'm
law or the rules.
I didn't write them. I'm just here to enforce them.
Well, your rules are in violation of the Constitution, just so you
Not
know.
my rules, sir. As I explained
You're
to you
enforcing
when
the
I gave you
rules.
paperwork,
You're enforcing them. That means it's your rule.
Well, Sergeant, do you have anything?
Doing good.
Sergeant Jason Huerta. So this is from the Arizona Supreme Court website.
Yeah, I seen that. The unconstitutional ruling.
So you need to take that up with the Arizona Supreme Court if you have any issues with it. Because right now we have to abide by that. So you are not allowed to record inside the courthouse.
Did you take an oath to the Constitution?
It did.
So you do know that the Constitution is the highest law of the land, right?
Okay, tell me what the Constitution says then.
I have a freedom of press to go into that building and record.
The Arizona Supreme Court.
The Arizona
What did
Supreme
I-
Court
what did
doesn't
I
trump the
tell you? What
Constitution.
did I tell you? Take it up the Arizona Supreme Court. you have an issue.
Okay,
And that tells you what you could be charged with if you don't leave.
that's fine.
So if you'd like to leave on your own, that'd probably be best for all of us.
Well, I'm not breaking any laws right now, so I don't have to do anything if I don't want
I'm telling
to.
you, but don't go in there with that camera.
So,
Okay?
but
Like I said, if you have issues, there's phone numbers, there's emails and everything for the Arizona Supreme Court.
all
You
right,
go to arizonacourts.gov.
sounds good.
Okay?
What was your name and badge number?
Officer Sumner, Adam 173.
Thank you much.
You're welcome.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So, turns out they do want to violate your rights. They did want to try to trespass me from a public building due to some Supreme Court ruling in Arizona. Fully disagree, because I have a constitutional right to go into that building and record anything I can in public. It is a public building. You have no expectation of privacy in a public building, and that has to get changed. And hopefully sometime in the future my activism will get that accomplished. Until then, another time, signing out.
Wow, that was a lot of ignorance in just one video. I'm feeling a migraine coming on. Thankfully, it's time for the cool down to bring our blood pressure back to normal, take a deep breath, and return to a saner world without frauditors. By the way, if you like this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. Now, without further ado, I present to you some extra cuteness of fawns that you will surely fall in love with.